Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you all had a lovely holiday break and that you're settling in okay to learning at home again. So, today I'm going to break down Grand Old Duke of York and we're going to do what I like to call copycat. So, we're going to break it down into small chunks and I'm going to play one and then you're going to copy. So, to start off with, we're just going to do the first two bars, which goes like this. Okay, so we have all open Ds, second string from the top, second highest sounding string. We've got four crotchets, ta, 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 five crotchets. No, yeah, four crotchets, ta, 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 ta. The last note, still a D, but is a 3-count note. It's not coloured in and it has a dot next to it. That means 3 counts, and which means we need to do this. 2, 3. I'm using almost my entire bow before I then retake in that rest of 1 count, ready to come back again to first finger. So let's copycat that. I'll count in, I'll play it, and then you'll play it. Here we go. 3, 4. Your turn. D, 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 D. Retake. Good. I'm assuming it's good. I'm sure you're amazing. Let's now add the second section. So now we're doing the exact same thing with our bow. Same string, D string the whole way, but we're adding first finger, E. This is on the tape closest to the pegs. I have a nice round shape like a Cheerio, a C, letter C. It's backwards for you. Yeah, letter C. And I am making sure that my thumb is not going all the way through. It's actually only, it's hard to get an angle for you there, but it's only halfway on the neck here. You can't really see properly, sorry. Feel free to have your thumb right on the edge or even not touching the neck sometimes if it's not comfortable. Just beware that if your thumb is off the neck, it's easy to your whole hand to fall off, basically. So I tend to keep my thumb halfway and I make sure it's bent like this and not straight because you're going to get tension all through here if your thumb decides to lock itself. So you want it to always be relaxed. And your note should be an E. So now you could play the start of Happy Birthday. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, let's do that for copycat. Same thing with an E. So I'll play, then you play. 3, 4. Retake. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Retake. Did you get it? If you didn't, let's try that whole 2 sections now for 4 bars. D, and then have that finger ready to go from the start. Find it, check it, then it hovers there, and we're going to play D and then E. Let's do it together this time. Here we go. I'll count 4 counts in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, E. So I'm putting my finger on in the rest. What do you think might be next? It is F sharp. 3 fingers. 2 and 3 are connected. 2 does not go on a sticker. 3 goes on the next sticker. So you've got 1 on a sticker, 2 in the gap, 3 on the next sticker. This is now enough to play Hot Cross Buns or Mary Had Little Lamb. So if you would like to practice getting used to these fingers, that's what you can play. Because you might find it a bit challenging at first to put all 3 fingers down at once. If this is super easy for you, wonderful. You can focus on posture, breathing all the way down into your belly the whole time. I catch myself not breathing properly sometimes, and I'm just breathing up here. You want to be nice and relaxed. You can focus on your bow hold. There's always something for you to focus on. Always. No matter how good you get, how much you practice. So don't worry if this is still tricky for you. Just pick one thing each time to focus on. It might be just the fingers. It might be a straight bow. It might be making sure you're on just the D string and not touching the other strings with this angle of the bow here. Pick one thing every time. That's called targeted practice. Okay, now F sharp. 1, 2, 3 fingers. This is the hardest part of the piece because we are not going to have that long note at the end now. We're going to go 4 F sharps and then straight away pinky comes on and you have to stretch for that next tape and 4 Gs. So I'm going to play it and then you will copy me again. So I'll count myself in and then straight away afterwards you play. Here we go. 3, 4. Your turn. F sharp, 3 fingers. G, 4 fingers. How did you go? Shall we try that again? 3, 4. F sharp. Pinky, and here it comes. All right. Let's go from the start now. You might have picked up on the fact that we're just adding fingers. And after this top of the mountain we've just reached, which is also incidentally the lyrics of this song, Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men, he marched them up to the top of the hill, which is all 4 fingers, and then he marched them down again. That's what we're doing. We're going to go backwards. All right, from the start, all together. Have those fingers ready. I like to check by doing that, and then I release them so they're hovering above. Here we go, from the start, all the way to where we've gotten up to. 1, 2, ready, go. First finger. 3 fingers. 4. And then we do this. Backwards, backwards, long. And that's 4 counts at the end because that particular note has no stick and no dot next to it. So that is a whole 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can lift your bow off the string if you want it to keep vibrating, or you can just stop the bow. You'll notice when I do that, the string stops vibrating, so the sound cuts off. So I tend to like to leave it ringing because it's nice and open. Okay, so that backwards bit, we've only got 2 of each note now. 2 F sharps, 3 fingers. 2 first fingers. And then make sure you're right at the start of the bow here for that super long bow. Let's try that new section. We're going from F sharp, climbing backwards. Last 2 bars. Here we go. I'll play and then you play. Or you can play both times if you like. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. F sharp, E, D. How'd you go with that one? A little trickier going backwards, isn't it? All right, let's go all the way through the whole song together now. I'll say what we're doing as we do it. If you make a mistake, don't worry. Just keep going as best you can. It's much better to keep going or at least keep following the music than it is to just give up if you make one mistake. Because I even make mistakes. You'll probably see me make mistakes many times. All right, it's totally fine. We're all human. From the start, check those fingers. If you get that 4th finger G perfect, it should ring. Don't know if you can hear that through your computer or iPad or phone, but the body of my cello is resonating. And what's actually happening there is because this is the note G, but a high G, my open G string starts to vibrate a little bit with it. And that's why it rings so much. Whereas if I play F sharp, that doesn't ring like that. Much less. So listen out for that. If you want to check if you're perfect with where your finger position is, listen for that ring or check it with your open G. If you check it and it sounds bad, you can hear there's a sweet spot there where the vibrations are nice and in sync, and if it's not quite right, it's slightly off, you'll hear this sort of sound. I don't know if you can hear that. Whew, it's hard to play out of tune. You want to be training your ears to listen for that, to get the perfect note every time. Otherwise, you'll accidentally train your fingers to do the wrong thing sometimes. And that's not helpful because you'll have to relearn things then. So really try and listen to whether it sounds exactly how you think it's meant to sound. And if not, do some slow practice or correct mistakes as you make them. Sometimes you might do what we're doing now and do a run through and you're not stopping on purpose. Otherwise, you do want to be making sure you correct things as you notice them. Okay, whole song all together. No repeating this time, we'll play at the same time. Here we go, you ready? Check you've got the bow and the D string. Nice bow hold, nice posture. Relaxed, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that first finger ready, press it down. Third finger ready, press it down. And now fourth finger here, 4. Ready to go backwards? 3, 1. Open, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That's the song. The backing track's a little bit faster, but you can practice without the backing track. You can practice plucking. Shall we try that now? Let's practice plucking. Same thing. Pizzicato. Please practice holding your bow while you pluck. It's very helpful. Later on, when you get amazing at this instrument, you will be swapping quite quickly between them. So good to get used to it now. Ice cream cone. Pincer fingers. Thumb on the edge of the fingerboard. Somewhere in the middle. Too low and you'll get sticky fingers. Too high and it's just really awkward. Whatever feels natural. All right, make sure you're on the D string. Here we go. Plucking, whole song. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, rest. E. For the rest, I'm stopping the string vibrating by pressing my finger on it. 4 fingers. Backwards, 3. Now, back to 1. And nothing. 2, 3, 4. You can just mute it when you don't want it to make a noise. Otherwise, it keeps ringing. You can mute it with this hand, you can mute it with this hand, just like a guitar. Mute the strings. I hope that was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Once you get the pattern, it's not too bad. It's just teaching your body what to do, because it's sort of a strange thing to learn to play this instrument, this block of wood. And it takes time, takes patience, takes practice. All right, that's it from me for now. We'll be doing a new song each fortnight cycle when we go through these classes. And yeah, please do email me any questions, any requests. I'm always happy to help. I hope you're enjoying the cello. Keep up the great work. See you next time.